What I liked about Mea Culpa is that it's very black. I love looking at the beautiful black actresses. I love the dialogue and how it's relatable to me as a black person. I loved looking at Trevante and, of course, Kelly. She's beautiful. Um, I think the storyline had a lot of potential. Like, I think that um, he was writing a good story. Like, it was there. The plot twists were cool. Like everything. Well, not everything, but I think the story had a lot of potential. I think that he was going somewhere with it. Um, I wish I liked more things, but the movie just really pissed me off. I'm sorry. I just feel like it was rushed in spots where it did not need to be rushed in. Like, I don't like watching a movie where they're building and building and building, and then they rush through to get to like the end of the movie after they've built it up. It's like, give me, I don't know, give me more. Like, I just needed more. I just felt like uh, Kelly was Kelly. I just don't understand. Like, the movie would have been over in the first scene of the movie if it were me, because my husband's mom is just not going to talk to me like that, and I'm going to stay at her birthday brunch. Like, I'm just not having it. And then your husband's broke and he's buying his mom watches that are really expensive, and he's not even talking to you about it. Like, y'all, it's off to a bad start already. I think that Tyler Perry needs to invite more people to write with him. He's not the smartest person, but he acts like it. He just, I don't know, I think he's just been writing his own stuff for too long. Like, he needs more ideas. He's just stuck in this one little box. Like, for example, why would you make Trevante mad at Kelly because she won't admit that she likes him? She's a married woman. She's his lawyer, and he's about to go to jail. Like, why are we even discussing feelings right now? Like, we could talk about this later. It's not that deep. Like, for Tyler Perry to really drive that home is so unserious. And he does that a lot with men and women. It's just like, bro, let's focus on what we're here for. Um, and then the plot twist. I just don't like that he finally gets Kelly to admit that she likes him. They have this beautiful sex scene. Like, it is beautiful. The cinematography is really, really nice in this movie. Everything looks beautiful. But it's like, what's the point of everything looking beautiful if it's dumb? Like, I'm just staring at the beauty, but it's just so unserious. Why are y'all having sex? Why? I mean, you should have been divorced your husband because he's ridiculous and he's an addict and he's broke and his mother-in-law is crazy. But you this man is about to go to jail. Like, very unserious, very unserious. And then for her to like get in all this and get caught for cheating, and your husband's brother is making you feel bad. Like, I almost cussed. Forget him. Forget him. Who cares about him? But you go off to some island to clear your head. Cool, I feel that. But the girl that was dead the whole movie is just on the island as a maid. There was no story development about this girl. All we knew about her was that she was an ex-girlfriend. He supposedly killed her. They never even developed like a plot on like how he might have killed her, what exactly he did. Like, just know, like, his dead ex-girlfriend is the main character in this movie, but the first time we see her, she's a maid, and Kelly just runs into her on a jog. And then the girl throws cleaner in Kelly's eye and flees the scene with Kelly's phone. It was just unserious. It was just so unserious. And then she comes back to the States because she calls the one person that was championing her and her husband's breakup, the brother. Why did you call the brother for help? I don't care if he's a politician. I don't care about any of that. Why did you call him? He hates you, and you hate him. A movie that is very similar to Mea Culpa that I can think of is called Unfaithful, and it's also an erotic thriller, like that same category. It is by Adrienne Lynn. The main character is Diane Lane. She's married to Richard Gere, and she's bored pretty much. They're having problems, like they don't have the best communication. They've been married forever, yada yada. And she ends up going on like a walk one day and like kind of accidentally runs into Oliver Martinez. And she like falls down and he basically helps her up and like helps her into the house to help her clean her wound and everything. And thus their affair begins. But the movie it's pretty long, but it's because there's so much like dialogue to build the story. Like we get to see the root issue of Diane and Richard's marriage, to see like what even brought her to want to cheat on him after all this time. We get to see how he even feels about like her, when he didn't know about the cheating and then when he does, like that's really developed. We even get to get a full picture of Oliver Martinez's life and like who he is, what he's like, how he's even in this position. And there's a lot more, like it's a lot more erotic than Mea Culpa. But I feel like it doesn't take away from how good the movie is around those scenes. Like it's very well written. It goes in depth in so many different ways, and it's serious. Like it's a serious story. It's something that a lot of people can probably relate to. And like how I said with Mea Culpa, Kelly was just making really weird decisions that made no sense at all. Diane, like, I mean, the decision to cheat on your husband and have an affair is not a serious decision. It's not a good decision, but it does happen. And when you watch the movie, you find out like what reasons it happened for. And then it's just like, it's very tasteful. Like even like I said, the sex scenes, there are way more of them, but it's tasteful. Like it's not super crazy. It's not a porno. But again, I think it's important to note that even though there's way more going on sex wise, it's still way more of a serious movie. Like it was written better. Maybe there were more than one writer. I think Tyler Perry should really consider more than one writer. Like, you're not the smartest person in the world, bro. Like, we get it. You built this empire. It's super great. But like, I'm just so tired of his movies being so unserious and focusing on like shock value as opposed to building the storyline and having a complete story where people do things that make sense. I think that I'm allowed to be critical of Tyler because I'm critical of any movie I don't like. Like, I really don't care who made it, who's in it, who directed it. If it's bad, it's bad. And Mea Culpa is not even a horrible movie, but there are just a lot of elements that are like, what are we doing? Like, what are we watching? What is happening? And I shouldn't feel like that so many times during a movie. So like, I wouldn't care who it is. If it was Steven Spielberg, like if I feel a way about it, I feel like we all should be able to critique art. That's kind of the name of the game. I mean, I know artists are sensitive about their stuff, but art is to be devoured. Like, art is subjective. Art is made up of different perspective from the artist that's actually making it to the people that are viewing it. So I feel like what would art be without criticism and without not even criticism, because this isn't about just criticizing him. It's just I'm having dialogue about this movie. I would have dialogue about any movie. I have dialogue about any piece of art that I consume. Does art imitate life or does life imitate art? I feel like it's a, what is it, like the infinity symbol, the 8. I feel like it just goes around. Yeah, I mean, life imitates art because art is based off of the life that we're experiencing. Like, artists create from their experience of life. The world around them is kind of like their muse. Their creativity comes from maybe things they've been through, things they've experienced, things they've seen, things that people they know have seen, experienced, or been through. And that's all life. Like, we're all living life and experiencing. And so, yeah, I think that art definitely imitates life because life imitates art. I want Black men to stop saying, but women do it too. If we're talking about y'all, we're talking about y'all. Like, you sound like a child. Like, when my nephew, when I tell him stop doing something, he's like, well, they did it first. I don't care. Because we're not talking about that. We're talking about what you were doing. So we need to stay on topic. And I would like Black women to stop saying all men, all men, all men. Like, we have to stop generalizing and saying every man is this way or that way, because they're not. And we know this. We just get upset and we just, we're dramatic about how we're expressing our distaste of men, but like it's not all men. So we have to stop that. I think a healthy way for a man to shoot his shot would be to never catcall. I mean, like, I don't want to sound boring, but like the hey ma or like the yelling, it's just too much. It's too much. And it's scary. I think that if you just walk up to a woman and say hello, or just try to get her attention somehow, catch her eyes somehow, and ask her name, just like a normal question. Like, I don't know, I don't feel like it has to be that complicated. It just has to be respectful. Like, don't come out the gate calling women pet names. Like, you don't even know me.
Don't call her sexy on the first.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a way, like if you find a cool way to do that, then cool. I mean, like, women like being called sexy, but if I'm like down the street and you're yelling, hey, sexy, I'm not stopping. I might look back and like giggle with my homegirls, but chances are we're not stopping, because like that's a lot. You need to catch up to me and introduce yourself, say hello, ask me something about myself so that we can start talking. I think the easiest way would probably be to like, I don't know, like compliment, but in a genuine way. Like, if you like my dress, oh, I like your dress, well, no, let me restart that. Like, I mean, yeah, what you said, like, oh, I like your hair. How long have you been growing your locks? Or, your eyes are pretty. What color are they? Or like, I don't know, just like find something. Or like, if you see a girl sitting with a book, oh, hi, my name is this, or what's your name? What are you reading? Oh, do you like that kind of genre? Or like, what do you usually read? Just like find a way to compliment a girl and also ask her a question so that you can start a conversation. I think that's the best way. So most people, when they first see me, when they tell me, like, so when people get to know me and we're actually having those conversations about like, oh, what did you first think of me? A lot of people think that I'm like mean a little bit, maybe even shy, just like not super like friendly and like open. I think that's like the main thing that I've gotten. Most people are just like, I didn't know if I should, say anything to you. I didn't know I didn't know you were going to be this cool. Oh, I didn't know you were going to be like this silly, this goofy, like you seem more of like a serious person. So I think people would say that, and I think they have good reason to. But yeah, once you get to know me, I swear I'm very silly. I'm a lot softer. I just I have a very healthy distrust of humans. So I just, I just kind of walk around minding my business, and it kind of comes off wrong. So my social media is Reservvd, Reservvd on Twitter and Instagram, also TikTok. Yeah, Instagram is probably where I'm the most active. Twitter is where you can find my random thoughts that nobody cares about. Today was really cool. I'm pretty shy when it comes to people taking my picture, but I felt like it was a learning process. A learning process. Wow. For the both of us. So it was really cool to just, kind of learn what things do, and also learn how to pose better and just how to be more comfortable. And then the interview part I really enjoyed, because I like talking, and I really like the questions, and they were questions that I can ramble on about, questions that I can give more of myself to when I'm answering it. So I appreciated that about today. Thank you for watching, and please remember to stay moisturized and mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.